Live and raw, running and gunning with KG and the Ringmaster. It's the Diggin with KG and Ringy Runnin Gunnin Podcast Show. Coming to you from the prestigious ATC studios in beautiful downtown Burbank, California, where we talk about treasure hunting, metal detecting, and just about everything else. Except for goat roping, corn dogs, llama farms, and unicycles. That's where we draw the line. So without further ado, here are your beloved international superstar television hosts, King George and Ringmaster Tim. Podcast Show.
I like that guitar riff.
Who is in that riff? Who did that riff?
I don't know. It's just something we downloaded off the internet. I don't know. It's just some guys that put it on. Some
random dude
playing
in his basement,
I guess.
living in his mom's cellar.
Well, it's like all that stuff is from like I think we get it from Audio Blocks or something, but they have people that create stuff just for, people that want to use it for stupid stuff like this, I guess. They're probably all doing. It's like I worked so hard on that music, and look at they've ruined it. They're using it.
Bad-mouthed it.
Yeah.
No, we made them famous, buddy.
Yeah.
So what's going on? How are you? What'd you do this week? Anything fun?
Yeah, actually, I did. After the tow show last week, Kaner and I mean, he's back. He's going full force, and we went out detecting today. And he crushed it. I couldn't believe it. I mean, we found almost 100 coins, and obviously most of them were mostly clad and stuff. But I know we found at least a weedy and stuff. And I pulled up, what else? A silver ring. I got myself a ring.
Another ring.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt you, but are you sure we're live? Because I'm not seeing it on my phone.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
I don't know what's
Look at that.
wrong
There's a
with
little
me.
Lucky Lou is on there.
Louie's on there already.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just got shoddy internet out here, I guess, so I'm good. But anyway, so who found the lock? It was a U.S. lock, like a military lock?
It was, yeah. Check this out. Kane pulls this up. He's out there, got like a cast on or whatever, and he's out there digging away. And
How do you put a toe on a cast on an amputated toe?
It's not on the toe. Anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
It's on his shoe, and he pulls this up. It's like 7 inches down, and man, what an awesome thing. He pulls this up, and it looks just like this, and I'm like, you know what? I remember finding one of those on the show we did. I think it was either the Kansas or Iowa show that we did, and it was a U.S. lock, and I could see it right away, but this one had like a bunch of stuff on it. And I said, I bet when that gets cleaned up, hopefully there's a U.S. on it. And sure enough, there was. I don't have a picture of it cleaned. I mean, he just found it today, but he cleaned it up and said, yep, it's got a U.S.
That's awesome. I love them stuff. Remember them old railroad locks and stuff we used to find in Montana?
Yeah, the railroad keys
Switch
and the railroad
keys,
locks.
Yeah. What is that, like a peace sign?
Yeah, it's a peace sign sterling silver ring that I dug up.
Looks like that guy bent his peace sign punching somebody.
Yeah, it was definitely flattened. I had to straighten it out with my little ring fixer thing, but I didn't break it. I got it back into shape. So
nice.
I don't have a picture of that either. But
and when was that?
This morning.
This morning?
Yeah,
Dang.
we went out this morning and did that.
Isn't it too
stuff.
hot? I mean, it's 109 degrees here today. I about died.
Yeah, but it's monsoon season, so like it kind of clouded up and it made it bearable. But it's warm here. Anyway, this morning I posted this picture and I said I'm going to work and I feel like I'm an essential worker. And Carlotta gets so mad at me when I go, I got to go off to work. That's what I do.
You do.
And
you have a job.
I got a job to do, and she's just like, you're not working.
You are a master extractor, Ringy. That's your job.
And then, and look at, this is what I also found this morning. This is what I'm most proud of. Because look at that.
Which one of them beers is your all-time favorite in that?
In that?
Yeah.
I had Coors Light. Coors Light. If I had to pick one, I'd take a Coors Light. I could drink that.
Remember Bud Light Lime?
Oh, no,
Man,
Bud Light Lime. I didn't see that one up there. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I would take that or a Coors Light.
Yeah,
and then
Coors is fine. It seems like Budweiser gives me a massive headache anymore. I'm turning into a big baby.
Well, I don't think that has anything to do with your age. That's always given me a headache. And there's just certain people that are allergic to Bud products. I don't know what it is. But it's only certain ones like Bud Light. Bud Light Lime I could drink just fine. But you give me, like I could drink a 6-pack of that and be fine the next morning. But if I drink like a half of a Bud Light, I would have a headache. It's just
wine does that to me. Remember, like if I had a little tiny glass of wine, I'd have a massive throbbing headache for the next day. And then your dad, who owned a wine store, I told him, and he goes, "Oh, that's because you drink cheap wine."
Right.
Remember? And I go, "All right, well, give me some good wine then." And he brings out that nice bottle of wine and he pours me some and half of the glass. Next day, I had a raging headache still. we go to England or France or Italy or anything, I could drink a bottle of wine and never get a headache. So yeah, I don't know.
That's weird. I don't know. It must be something. There's I just saw something on a talk
like
show.
Enzymes or
something where I think it was like that guy from The Office, the John Krasinski or something. I think he's allergic to red wine. He can drink white wine, but like if he drinks like red wine, his hands like cramp up and stuff. It's really weird. So maybe you got that thing, Cage.
My hands don't cramp, so it can't be it.
All right. Hey, should we get Pete in here and just get the show going, or are we going to talk about this? All right. Yeah. All right. Let's get Pete in. There we go.
I do have to move around. Wait, where am I? Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Hey, Pete. So I don't know if you've seen the show before, but I wrote a little paragraph about you, so I have to introduce you officially. So before we get going, I have to read this. All right. Here we go. Our guest tonight is a metal detecting event organizer and is actually a bit camera shy because I couldn't find a single picture of him from the Pound the Ground event we did in New York in 2019. It's either that or he was purposefully avoiding us, which I can't imagine any human being choosing to do. I mean, seriously, right? Anyway, he's found a bunch of cool stuff, which we'll show you, of course, and we'll get some pics with him at DIGSTOCK this fall, whether he likes it or not. Please welcome Pete Sorrell.
Yeah, Pete.
It's not Sorrell, it's Sorrell, which is kind of cool.
Whatever.
Like surreal.
Pete Sorrell. Pete
Sorrell is surreal.
Now, hey, speaking of that, we're not going to call him Surreal Pete. We're going to call him something else because he's already got a nickname.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's famous.
Yeah.
He's like a gunslinger, ain't he?
Yeah, exactly. He's a gunslinger, and I don't know if you guys remember the NBA star. Was he in the 60s or 70s? Pete Maravich.
I don't remember. We weren't from the 60s.
Pete Maravich was an awesome basketball player way back before any of us were able to understand what basketball was, I believe. But anyway, his nickname was Pistol Pete. And that's Pete's name too, right, Pete?
Pete's nickname.
That's my name too.
Yeah.
Pistol Pete. And how did he get that? That's how he got it right there.
Is it?
Pistol Pete. Yeah. He dug up that pistol, so he got a nickname, Pistol Pete.
So what's the story behind it?
That was one of my first finds. It was in it was at my grandparents' house. They had a farmhouse and they had a big old dump behind it. And of course, new to detecting, bright yellow, banana yellow Garrett Ace 250 in hand. and I went out there and dug every piece of trash and garbage that was out there. And that just happened to be amongst it. It's a really rare bulldog. It's a cap gun from like the 1880s. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
That's
cap
from the
guns,
1800s?
Never seen one like that.
All right, wait, I gotta look at that again. Hold on a second. That's from the 1800s.
Yeah, it's got a patent date, I think, on the other side. I didn't send the other picture, but it's got.
That is so cool.
'87.
Wow, and it's an actual cap gun. That is really cool. Awesome, man. I love it. All right, so now we all know we might as well talk about this right away because everybody's asking, all right, what's up with DIGSTOCK? We got a whole set of questions, but I'm going to skip down to this one. And And let's just get into it right away. Let's just say, what do people need to know about DIGSTOCK 2021?
Yes.
Let's just talk about
that. Oh, my goodness. What isn't there to say or no? We are hoping after the disaster that everybody had in 2020, we really wanted to make some really good digging fun for everybody. So we decided to do, we pushed DIGSTOCK from 2020 to 2021. We added a bunch of things to it to make it even better. If you guys were at any event that we've ever done or I was a part of before, this is going to blow it all away. You guys are going to be excited. We got a big top tent in the middle of the field. We got all the big manufacturer sponsors. Garrett, of course, will be there. You guys will be there. We got lots of special guests coming from all over the country. And actually, we might get a few from out of the country, from across the world. So it's going to be a good time. If you've never been to a metal detecting event, all I can say is come to a DIGSTOCK event. You won't be disappointed.
Heck yeah. KG and Ringy are going to be there. What more do you want?
Exactly.
I mean, that's like free entertainment all in its own right there, right, Ringy?
Right. You know what? And I'm going to tell anybody that comes, you feel free to follow these guys around. You're going to, you're going to get on some good stuff if you follow these fellows around.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless I head into the brush, then I need a little bit of alone time.
Right on.
I'm pretty sure Tim or one of you guys found a real at the last event we were part of.
Yeah, that is true.
Real.
That was, which one was that? Where you found that two real?
No, that was with George Streeter.
That was Bone. All right.
Bone hunt.
But
one of you found a real.
No, it's totally true, Pete. I found a little tiny half real.
Yeah.
Can't remember the year on it.
Yep.
I found that and a Canadian dime that was silver. It was like 1917 or something. I know I found a couple
really rare thing. Remember, what was that really rare thing? Did you find something really rare? Oh, that was.
No, that was that other one.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, Pete. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. No, we had a great time, and it's funny. Like I was talking about it. We were talking to Pete the whole time we're there, and doing all this stuff, and he is in charge and taking care of everything. And then we had that incident where the police showed up at the meet and greet because we were
they had
all
a facility
overbooked.
that held 300 and there was like 1,000 and some showed up. It wasn't too
big.
Yeah, and it was just like they were like, "You guys got to get out of here. There's just way too many people in here."
Almost went to jail.
Yeah,
Pete almost went to jail.
Pete almost went to jail.
I definitely was very close to going to jail. They said, if you don't get everybody out of here, we're going to take everyone out in handcuffs. And I didn't want to be there for that.
That's what happens when you invite us, Pete. Craziness, madness happens.
If you notice that picture, I'm the only guy not in it because I'm in the back trying to make the decisions over there, and it was not fun.
Yeah, exactly. And we
1,000 diggers, you got to get out.
Yeah, and I know that we announced it and everything, and of course everybody's like, well, somebody else will leave, but I'm not going. That's the mentality. Yeah. And it's like, what can you do about it?
Problem solved this year. We've got a spot that can hold 1,000 people, so well over 1,000
awesome.
People.
So when sorry, Pete, what are the dates for this event? I just see some comments. People are wanting.
Yep. So it's October 8th to the 11th. 2021. We say it's a 3.5 day event. Friday is our meet and greet. That's the half day. There's no digging, but you get to meet these fellas here. They'll be there smooching around. I don't know if that's.
I might smooch around a little. I might do that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
So anyways, they're going to be around, and we're going to have a really good time on Friday. We do pre-check-in. You can check in so you don't have to do it the next morning. You can have some drinks. You can just enjoy the company of all the other diggers that are there. We've got some special prizes we're going to be giving away. Garrett's actually presenting the meet and greet, so there will be some real special prizes presented, given away, just Garrett stuff. So
nice.
I'm real excited about that.
We'll give it away now. Give it away
now. Give it away now. Yeah. Yes. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Then Saturday is our first digging day. Show up bright and early. We're going to try and get everybody on the field by 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30 at the latest. So if you really want to get out there quick, tell your buddies to come in to the meet and greet so we can get you checked in. So the more people we get checked in the first day on the meet and greet, the easier it'll be to get out into the field bright and early the next morning.
Awesome.
And,
Good. That's good advice for sure.
Yeah. You know, it saves us time, you know, and I know y'all want to come a long way to get here, you know, and enjoy the time you got. So we want to make it as easy as possible for you to get out on the fields as quickly as you can. And then Sunday we've got, you know, it is the second day of the event. We got food trucks. We've got a beer truck. I know we all enjoyed that last time. So it's gonna.
I didn't know there was a beer
time.
truck. I don't remember that.
You didn't? You don't remember that?
I don't know.
But it's gonna be good. And then Monday is like a free day. We don't have anything planned, but if you want to stay the extra day and you know
free hunt,
all the
kinda.
nooks and crannies, of the property.
Yeah,
That's the day to
it's
day.
nook and cranny day. Yeah,
Nook and
for
cranny
sure.
day.
So, now is there a place? You know, this is all awesome information. And what's the best place to go to figure it all out? Is it on this? It's probably on this thing I just put up here, but. Is there a website where everybody can go get that info if they didn't hear it all?
Yeah. Yep. You can find it right at our website, which is www.digstockevents.com. Just click on the DIGSTOCK 2021 heading, and then underneath that is pretty much everything you'll need to know.
Okay.
We've got where to stay, where to eat. We've got tickets you can purchase right on there. You can fill out your liability waiver on there. You know, I've been to so many events where you know, you ask a question and you get no answers. And,
right.
Yeah. And
so
we have been to a lot of events, Pete. And what I always say is somebody that's wanting to put an event on, they need to go to something like your event and see how it's properly ran.
It's run.
Because easy. It has to be easy. Everything has to be easy. They get it complicated, then everybody's scratching their head. They don't know what's going on, but
we got a schedule we stick to. We have, you know, we've got all this information out there, but pretty much we get a lot of questions too. Myself, my business partner, Matt Jones, Thomas Barnes, and Dave Lofgren. And that's a team of 4 of us that put this thing on. And it's funny because I'm like, a lot of the questions, I'm like, if you would, again, I don't mind. I'm very happy to help. You send me an email or a chat, anything, call. I'll help you out. But we try to make it as easy as possible. If you go to our website, almost everything you'll need, literally right down to phone numbers and everything, are right on the website.
Okay, cool. So that's digstockevents.com. Pretty simple.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
And
hey, before we go any further, Tim, let me, all the people that are watching right now, we have some really awesome prizes coming up on this podcast. We got 2 really cool prizes. Pete's got an awesome little package he put together to give to somebody watching. And Jerry Ash, my buddy from Baxter Springs, he's donating an AT Pro not AT Pro. He's going to kill me. AT, what the hell is it called?
Pro Pointer AT, maybe?
Pro Pointer AT. Yeah. Pro Pointer AT.
Goodness.
Somebody's been to the beer tent. Somebody's already been to the beer tent.
Boys. It's been a long day.
Yeah, so we've got
with that one.
Yeah, that's awesome, KG. So we got a Pro Pointer we're giving away. Plus, what do you got, Pete? What are you giving away?
I've got a book by my good friend Chris Altman, From the Ground Up. If you guys haven't read this book, it's funny. Lots of good information in there. I know you guys have given another copy of this away.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Chris is a friend of ours, and I've known him for quite a long time. He was a member of our club, and he was the first guy that ever took me to England. So I have to thank him for that. And then we've got a DIGSTOCK dollar, which is a free ticket in to this fall's event in October.
Holy schmoly.
I know, worth $150.
$150 plus a book.
I hope I win.
Yeah, I want to win too.
You guys are coming for free.
Cage, if we win tonight, then we can split it. That'll only cost us half to get in.
No, we'll take it and we'll cash it in since we're gonna go free. We get to take it to the beer truck, $150 worth of beer.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
I don't know
that's
if they
a plan.
take DIGSTOCK dollars. You know, I printed my own money, but I don't think they take it.
All right. Well, great, Pete. Thanks for that, buddy.
All right. Awesome. So DIGSTOCK events. What else we got? What else you want to talk about? We're not going to give away anything yet. We got plenty of stuff to talk about. Hey, now, everybody that we have on, not everybody, but most of the people we have on the show are pretty accomplished at metal detecting.
I don't know if I'm accomplished. I'm a professional amateur or something.
Yeah. I've seen what you've found, and it's like on people's bucket list. So we're just gonna go. We're gonna go right into it here, and just kill everybody with jealousy. So let's talk about
what we want to kill them with.
Here we go. What's the deal with the pine tree shilling? You got to talk about it.
Fella.
Look at that.
So that is a pine tree shilling. For those of you who don't know, they were minted in the 1660s all the way up to the 1680s, I believe. They were one of the first coins minted here before we were even the United States. And it's an extremely rare coin. This one is one of 13 known for the variety it is. And I found that detecting with some veteran buddies of mine down in Rhode Island the same year as PTG was, and the first time you guys come across me. That was July of that year. I just got done, went and visited Gettysburg, had a great time, and a friend I had met somewhere down the road, somewhere along the road, he goes, hey, come on out to Connecticut and Rhode Island. He says, we'll do some digging. I was like, all right, you got it. So I drove right from Gettysburg. I left my wife there, and I said, you got to find your own way home. And I drove all the way to Gettysburg, and we had a great time. I found my first really early 1700s coins, and literally the night before this happened, we were joking, and we were like, man, how killer would it be to find some 1600 silver, maybe some pine tree shillings? And we all drank a beer and chalked it up to, it's never going to happen. And the next day, that was my last hole. I knew we had to leave at 3:30 in the afternoon. I dug 2 bottle cans in this little field that they'd already hit hard. And I looked down, and it was like, it was like two something. And I was like, oh man, this has got to be the last hole. And I hit the signal, and I'm like, man, this could be something good. But I was like, and I just about got up and went by it. And then I'm in my head, I'm like, no, I was like, if I don't dig this, I might regret it. I was like, you never know what's here. I was like, I dug a 1700s coin in the yard. I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I dig down, I open the plug, and I can see it down there, and it's all dark and it's all crummy looking. And I thought it was a dandy bud, a big old bud.
Right.
So I pick it up, and I get it about eye level here, and I see 1652. And I dropped it back in the hole, and I said curse words in languages I didn't even know. and at the top of my lungs. And the guys that were detecting with me, one was on the main lawn and one was behind me. He's like, ooh, are you bleeding? What's happening? Are you dying? He's like, are you having a stroke? And I really thought it was at that point. But I thought, I just couldn't believe it. And he goes, the guy from across the lawn, he comes running over. He's like, hey, what is that? He's like, you got a copper? I was like, do you think I would have said that many swear words in a row
for
at
a
the top
copper?
of my lungs? I said, for a copper? And, I just couldn't I was so excited. We tried to video it, but every time we did, I slipped up and cursed. I'm like, holy F, I can't believe this. And I just couldn't do it.
Couldn't control yourself. But you got to go. You got to just let it go. That's what editing is for. You can just bleep that out later. Who cares?
Oh man, it was as good as it gets, man.
That is just absolutely phenomenal. Only 13 known. So it looked pretty big. Is it like the size of what?
It's like the size of, it's bigger than a quarter, probably a little bit smaller than $50, but it's real thin. Like you guys have dug hammered in England.
Right.
It's very much like the same, thickness.
Right. Real thin. So it kind of sounds like I can understand why you thought, well, I don't know if I really want to dig this because it wasn't hammering like a half or something. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it sounded, I dug 2 cans. I was close to the road when I dug the cans. So I moved into the field a little bit. Right. I dug a really deep colonial shoe buckle. So I knew I was in a good area, and I knew those guys hadn't got everything, but man, I was like, well, I've only got a few minutes left. I said, I might as well dig it. And yeah, that's what happened, man.
Man,
you never know.
Yeah.
It's
When
it's
we were in
luck of the
England,
draw.
we did that a couple times in England because, like you say, that silver is so thin, it don't sound like a
Tiny-
silver
no.
dime or a quarter.
Sounds like
I mean, it
foil.
sounds like a mid-tone, and it's like,
Yes.
wait a
Right.
minute, you know, and you dig
Yes.
it up, and it's a silver coin about the size of a dime or a
Yeah.
quarter, and it's like crap your pants.
yeah.
You know, I've always lucked out on finding the big hammers in England. I always seem to find the farthings or like the
Oh,
tiniest
really?
little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 of them, but I can't seem to find a penny to save my life.
Oh, how funny. That's crazy.
But yeah, it's really crazy that, you know, the things, and, you know, all I can tell people is it's literally, first of all, it's good sites. You know, you guys know this. You got to
Right.
get on the right sites to find these things. I couldn't have done it without great friends. You know, get out there, meet people. There's a lot of incredible people in this hobby. You know,
Right.
and that's really how it happens.
Right.
And sometimes it's just you know, I'm so glad I got to share with those guys that I did. You know, they're
Yeah.
lifelong friends now. But you know,
Yeah.
it's just incredible the things you come across when you're with friends. And I'll be honest with you, I dig a lot by myself, but I would so much rather dig with somebody else
Yep.
because that excitement once you get something.
Yeah.
How could
yeah.
how could anybody not want to metal detect? I mean, how could you not? Because anybody
Weirdos.
can do it. I mean, you don't have to own a dredge and a bunch of land in Alaska to find stuff.
Right,
You could buy a metal
right.
detector and dig up
In
the
your
coolest
backyard.
crap in your yard or your neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Ah,
You know,
Yeah.
I started, you know, it's funny because I was watching videos I was in college and I was like, I want to be a detective or something like that. So I go to YouTube and I type in the word. I thought it was detective, but stupid autocorrect. I guess I could say it was fate. And it came up detecting and I clicked enter and it popped up all of these videos. Some guy that kind of looked like you guys might have been in some of those videos.
yeah, probably.
You know, and then you know, I found diggers and I'm like, man, I was like, look at these weirdos. If they can do it, I can.
Exactly.
So you know, I saved up
Yeah.
all my pennies, bought a bright banana yellow Garrett Ace 250, and you know, that started my career. Within a year and a half, I had a Garrett AT Pro. Loved that thing, killed it with it. And then within a year of that, I found enough change to purchase myself a Deus, and man, the whirlwind since then. So it's just been incredible. It's an incredible journey with everything that I've been a part of. I can't thank everybody enough for just, you know, listening to my baloney and let me come along.
Right. No, that's awesome. I mean, you've said the kind of the same thing that KG and I have gone through, and most everybody listening to this program probably has. You know, you meet up with people and you know, every once in a while you'll click with somebody, and then you go out and it's just a blast hunting with them. You know, it's just
I've got a buddy that's like that up here. We dig. It's our favorite thing is War of 1812, and hopefully, if anybody that comes to DIGSTOCK, I know there's some out there.
Awesome.
You know, KG or Tim's gonna show some pictures in a little bit of some of the stuff that came up.
Yeah,
But-
here I'll start running through a couple things here,
Okay,
and
yeah.
you can kind of just give a narrative of it, you know, because I don't know what some of these things are, but like some of them were or where they're found or any of that, but.
So these are a bunch of reals. This is actually Dave Wise is one of the diggers in this photo. From New England here over in Connecticut. And I invited him up because we thought we found a War of 1812 campsite. And we do think it was a campsite, but it was like a bunch of little campfires because we found things in pockets, but it wasn't all like, you know, like tents set up in rows or anything. But it was either a campsite or it was a trading area. But that day we ended up with 5 reals. I got the 3 half reals. I know Dave Wise got another really early half real, and then my buddy Brian Dost, who's my War of 1812 brother, you know, digging brother, he got a really nice 1 real from the 1730s, and I mean that's just one day that we went out digging, and that was just the coins. I mean, we ended up with buttons and musket balls and you know all kinds of other weird stuff. But there's sites like that. I mean. All I can say is research. It's a huge thing. So this is from those coppers are from one set of fields. And that was a community from the 1790s to the 1840s, actually probably a little bit earlier than 1790s. Almost all of those coppers came from those fields.
Holy
it was a Quaker
schmoly.
community. Yeah.
And you can see some of them are counter stamped, and that's pretty cool.
There's that one that says H. Reese, Phila. That one is a blacksmith's token from Philadelphia. And if I looked at it when I picked it up out of the ground, I could see around the edge of the coin, it said 100 for $1. So I know that right there is a Liberty Cap large cent, but you can't see it anymore. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is cool.
And the button on the right, that was a light dragoon button. It's a very rare button from the War of 1812. There were very few light dragoons, and I've been fortunate enough to dig my own and see quite a few dug from this area. And they were like the elite of the elite soldiers of that time. To find one button is amazing. To find as many as we have is incredible.
Yeah, that's cool. We found some quite a few dragoon buttons, and we found quite a few in New Mexico. I don't know if they're
No,
I mean, it's dragoons. It's the exact same dragoons, but they are.
Yeah, they were just an extension. Towards those later years, those are probably Indian Wars.
Exactly. Yeah.
But still, I mean, they're not easy to come by. So it's awesome. I mean, we're really blessed up here with the amount of history that we have. There's a lot of diggers in the area, but every digger's different. Everyone has their favorite thing to do. Some are strictly beach hunters, some are strictly park hunters, some are I'm only going to do old houses. I'm a field house, beach, park, you give it to me. But I do love the history part of it, man. I get right in it. Some of the stuff that I've got, like that site that we found, all those reals, I found a personal diary of one of the soldiers that stayed there. And
no way.
And I read it. I literally transcribed it, and it keyed me into where to go.
No kidding.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, that's cool because like you live in a pristine area for that ancient coins, but I mean all over the United States you got Indian wars, you got miners, you got old settlers, you got Indians. I mean everywhere from the East Coast to the West Coast, they got such unique history. That's what's so cool about it.
Yeah.
Right. It's crazy the amount of stuff that's out here. It's just a lot of stuff, man. We have such a good time. There's really neat stuff up here. Yeah, I mean we have forts and stuff up here. There's a Civil War flagpole topper. There's a Civil War sword belt plate, Civil War button, and this is all on a site that was a fort right after the War of 1812. They put it in place. It's in Plattsburgh. You guys will go by it. You can see it. And this was on a private piece of property that nobody apparently had ever touched.
I guess I was going to say some of those things are so big, it'd be hard to miss them. Yeah.
I'll tell you though, I mean, you guys know too, the same thing, when you end up with a metal detector and that blaring signal comes, you're like, oh God, that's gotta be a can.
Oh, it's a can for sure.
Why do I dig that? Why do I dig that? And so, but on this particular site I brought probably 15 or 20 different people. We've dug stuff from colonial times all the way up to like the 40s and 50s and 60s. What a
blast that would have been. Yeah.
And that belt plate, I was with a bunch of two guys that are big Civil War diggers, my business partners, Matt Jones and Thomas Barnes. And they'd found a couple of great things, and and they had walked back to the truck to get a drink, and so I'm like I'm right up by this road, and I hit this signal, and it on my machine, and I know on a Garrett it would be blaring.
Oh,
it would be like a silver dollar signal.
Exactly.
I'm like, this has got to be a can. I'm right next to the road. I'm like, I'll dig it. And sure enough, I literally open the hole, and I'm like, oh my God. And I start yelling, and I'm like, look around, and neither of these guys are around.
Nobody's there.
And I'm like, so I walk up to him. I was like, you're going to kill me. I was like, you guys come all the way up here from Civil War country, and I'm going to show you something that's going to make you cry, And then I show it them. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Same thing with the Civil War flagpole topper. my buddy's like, I've never seen one dug. And it was like my fourth hole. So it just goes to show you, you never know what you're going to get on. Research goes a long way, but there's a lot of luck. I'm sure y'all know there's a lot of luck in it too.
Yeah.
But it's good to try and get yourself on a good spot. So
I know, like you say, like along the roads, like a main road or a dirt road, there is so much trash, but everybody avoids that because there's so much trash. And like even if it's been hit hard, usually everybody kind of moves away from the road after they dig up a couple trash cans or something like that. But sometimes if you just stay in there and pick through that crap, you can find some good stuff.
Yeah. And that's, and everybody jokes, but persistence is a huge thing with metal detecting. A lot of people, they get into the hobby and then they just I'm not finding anything good my first week, then, that's the end of it. So, it's funny because I think I've learned a lot of patience doing this. You really do, because you're out there and there are days where you're like you get in your head and you're like, oh my God, there's nothing but trash here.
Yes.
All it takes is one good find.
Right. All it takes is one thing it changes the entire day, your whole attitude and persistence. I mean, that's the problem when you see people with them stuck in their closet and they're collecting dust and they just don't do it. It's because they either don't have the patience or temperament for it, or they just haven't given it a chance. I mean, you just have to go out there and learn it, and it's not a magical wand. You don't just wave it and find a pine tree shilling. I mean, occasionally that happens, but not very often.
Yeah.
And
There's
you
a
just
lot of times.
You have to dig a lot of holes and learn it,
Yeah, there's a lot of times Tim and I will be out and I'll just be like honed in and just feel like this is it. We're going to do good here. And Tim will come over to me and he go, man, I'm just not feeling this spot. I'm like, just give it some time. Just give it some time, and then pretty soon I'll be like, oh crap, I just found this or vice versa. I'll come up to Tim and I'll say, I'm not really feeling this spot. And he goes, just give it a little while. And normally it all worked out.
It turns,
it does. And we've learned that from each other, because there'll be times it's like, most of the time we agree on sites, but there are those that are occasionally, it's like, I hate this place. I can't wait to get out of here. And the other guy, the other one of us is just like, just stand still for a second and relax, take a breath and sure enough, it happens, it's just and part of that is not that because we're all good at what we do at this point. Most of us that have been doing it 20 years actually know what we're doing. And sometimes it is just pure dumb luck once you're beyond that. And it's like, is. Yeah. I walked down this strip and, for no reason, it's not like there's a sidewalk or anything or a marker. It's just for whatever reason, KG finds everything that day. And it's like, and it's not that the site is bad. It's sometimes you just don't have it that day,
Yeah. And I've been, we had the same guys that I dug the pine tree shilling with. We went out another time. We hit this colonial farm field. There's a huge colonial house. We decided that we were not going to hit that. We were in an area where a lot of those houses have been hit a lot. So we decided to focus on the fields. And, we went out in the back of the fields and, we weren't getting much. I think I had like a drawer, like a really old drawer pull or something, nothing super special, couple of bullets. And, I'm walking towards my buddy and he's towards the edge of these woods that we were near. And we stop, I'm probably 30 feet from him. And I was like, yeah, I got a good signal. He's like, yeah, I got one too. And he's like, and before he even dug the plug, he goes, I got a feeling about this one. And I go, I was like, don't do that. I was like, you're going to ruin it. I was like, when it's either something really good or a piece of trash. So I dig down. I was like, let's do it at the same time. We'll dig down. We'll see what we got, So I dig down and I pull it up in my hand. He goes, what you got? And I go, it's an ox knob. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, that's old. I was like, yeah. I was like, all right. And I just put it in my bag. He's like, what do you got? And he goes in he goes, it's a big button. And he goes, it's a very big button. And he goes, uh-oh. And I go, what? And he goes, come here. So I start walking towards him. He's like, dude, I haven't even looked at it yet. He's like, but I know he's like, I told you. He said, I had a feeling. And he opened his hand And in his hand, I could just see the dimples around the outside of the button, and I knew 100% that it was a George Washington inaugural.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I go, oh my God. And I freaked out. And he goes, and he just started running in circles and screaming like a little girl. And he goes, and he comes back and he goes, I was like, that was embarrassing for me and for you. And he goes, I didn't even realize I did that. I said, you just screamed and ran in circles for about 10 minutes like a little girl.
Yeah, that's why you got to always keep the camera rolling, always, because somebody's going to do something ridiculous.
Best.
Yeah.
So now we're each other's good luck charm. We go, when we go digging, we're like, so what are we going to get today?
But it is so true, though. Like, maybe not for a George Washington button, but there are times, like you said, where you get that feeling before you ever break the ground. Like you'll be hitting a bunch of signals, and then when you get that one, it's like kind of deep, and it just has that pure, crisp sound, and it's like, okay, like you're always trying to make something out of these other signals, and sometimes there's something, and sometimes they're not. But then suddenly you just get that one, and you know it's going to be something like a silver coin or whatever that you're used to hearing, and it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure about this one, and a lot of times you're right,
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to dig some, crazy stuff, and the biggest thing I can say is persistence, and it's just funny, just sometimes how you dig things. I'm sure you guys have done the same thing where you've dug a piece of trash and then realized, you're like, oh, well, that wasn't it, and then right beside it was something awesome.
Yeah,
we did this it was years ago now, but what our financial advisor for DIGSTOCK, Dave Lofgren is his name, great guy. I don't have a picture of it for you to show, but we're digging at this colonial site, and he was digging along the sidewalk, and he dug we always have a contest because of you guys. Just so you know, that's our thing. We do a contest, and it's whoever finds. Every time it's different. Best coin, whatever, oldest coin. The other has to buy the other a beer. So that's our contest.
So you guys get off easy. We pay with
we don't do any crazy. Not recently, but so we were out there digging, and he digs in 1802. I think it was oldest coin. So he digs in 1802 Drake bust, large cent, and he's like, haha, beat that. And I was like, oh man, I'm done. I was like, there's no way I can beat that. I was like, very unlikely. And I go and I dig this piece of iron, and I said to myself, that wasn't what it was. And it was sandy soil, and I had my Garrett carrot in the hole, and I coming around the hole in the sand, and all of a sudden I see the edge of a gold coin, and I go, oh my God. I dropped my pinpointer, and I said, Dave, get over here. And he comes over, and I go, what is that? And I point in the hole, and he's like, oh my God. He's like, is that what I think it is? And like, I said, pick it up. I said, I can't pick it up. I'm shaking so bad. And he picks it up. It was a $1 gold piece.
Right.
Wow.
And it literally, and so we put it back in the same depth. We didn't move it. We both ran our detector over it. Neither one of us could hear it. And I go, if I would have dug that stupid piece of iron on top of it, I wouldn't have even known it was there. And so, I mean,
Pete, we were, filming some stuff, and I dug a bunch of Ivan the Terrible coins in Russia. And I think I dug like 15 of them. Well, the camera guy had already went home, so we were gonna, redo it on camera. But we were in another place. Should I even tell a story, Tim?
Sure, why not? I don't care.
We're in Canada. Okay, we're in Canada filming some stuff. But since we didn't get to film this stuff properly in Russia, I brought some of my Ivan the Terrible coins to Canada. Well, I put them pretty much because I found most of them like within a foot circle. Well, we go out into the woods in Canada, we bury them, and I'm just going to pretend like, I'm in Russia.
Yeah, I found it. Right.
Yeah. And so I bury all these Ivan the Terrible, and they're tiny. I mean, they're smaller than a fish scale. They're about half the size of a fish scale or smaller. And I buried them all in the circle. Well, what I didn't realize is I buried them on like a nail graveyard.
Oh, no.
I mean, and I found, picking and scratching for hours. I finally found all of them, but one of them. So there's an Ivan the Terrible coin in Canada somewhere. So that's going to change history. Somebody's going to find that. It's like, hey, Ivan the
what
Terrible.
are they doing here? Yeah. It was like by the time he had found all of them, we got some of it filmed, but we had to finish a couple of scenes later because it got dark on us, and we couldn't shoot anymore. And like the camera guy, I forget his name. His name was Ivan too, I believe. And he had packed up and gone home. And it's like, I don't know what to do. I guess we're gonna have to finish this later somewhere, where some other place,
where we got light.
Yeah.
Hey Tim, we better get that giveaways going.
Yeah, let's get those going.
Run out of
Good
time.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do Jerry's Pro Pointer AT giveaway?
Yeah, let's do that.
First,
let's do that.
Okay, my buddy Jerry Ash from Baxter Springs, good pal of mine.
He's got a shop, right? He's got a detector shop.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I gotta look it up here again.
Antique
Detectors. Antique
there
Detectors. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Antique Detectors. Antique Detectors. He's donating a Pro Pointer AT to somebody. So what should we do? Just have somebody pick a number?
Yeah, we just got to pick a number. That's the best way to do it, because then we can do it later. We can go through and kind of make sure we get it right,
Okay. So we'll do a number between 1 and 69.
All right. Always.
Okay.
That's a classic.
That's always
between
KG's
1 and
pick.
69. You get 2 guesses, no more than 2 guesses. And we'll give that away. Thank you for that, Jerry. And he's going to try to donate some more stuff once a month to the show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great guy, great family and everything. So I got the pleasure of detecting with him. In fact, he's going to take me to an old Civil War site, Tim. So if you get up there, we'll drag you down there with us.
Nice. I'll try to get up there then.
You will.
So, hey, now don't forget this podcast also, as if we're not giving enough away, we got the Pro Pointer, we got something coming up here, but this podcast also qualifies. So if you use the word Apex in your comment somewhere, you're automatically entered to win the Apex at the end of the month. We're giving away an Apex too, so it's all good. We got a lot going on.
People were putting Apex before we even started.
Yeah. I saw a couple of them just putting it in there. They already know the rules. But okay. So now how are we going to give away the book and the free $150 entry fee for DIGSTOCK? How are we going to give that away?
Let's do the same thing, but let's do between 1 and...
Wait, we better... let's keep it...
Oh, it's got to be different. Oh, let's do something different.
Yeah, it's got to be some... Like, they're putting numbers, just plain numbers up there. So how about this? You'll have to pick a number between, like, 200 and something else up too higher. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that they can't overlap. That's all.
All right. So let's do between 222 and 555.
All right. 222 and 555. And that is going to win the DIGSTOCK entry. I'm making notes here so I don't.
And a book.
This
hug
washed up DIGSTOCK dollar. It went
Right.
through the wash. Don't worry. It's still good.
It's still valid.
Good,
It's just, it's money. As long as you got more than half of it, it's valid.
If it doesn't make it, I can always print another.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got those. So look at the numbers are flying in. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Flying in.
Yeah. This is going to be great.
All right. So one more time, Pete, your numbers were between what?
222 and 555.
Okay.
And that will win you a ticket to DIGSTOCK this October. And that'll win you this awesome book that you guys have read too, From the Ground Up by Christopher.
Right on.
Awesome
and
book.
I'll get all these. I'll get the winners picked out sometime tomorrow and stuff, Pete, and I'll let you know who it is and stuff. So that you'll be golden from there. And then
sounds good to me.
Yeah. So we still got a couple other things while they're doing their entries and stuff. We've got, and don't forget, we've still got like prizes that are coming down for the next shows and stuff. We've still got megalodon teeth that were donated by a couple of the divers at our Meg Dive. So I know people keep asking about that, and it's like, yep, we still have more. We're going to give those away too. So
Sweet.
We're going to have some cool stuff. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Let's just say, digstockevents.com. That's where you're going to go find all the DIGSTOCK info. So
get your tickets, everything.
Yeah.
You can get it all right there.
Awesome. And what else? What else we need to talk about, Cage?
Did you want to show some of the finds? Did you want to show some of the finds?
Yeah, let's talk about, let's do a couple more.
Okay.
Let's see here. Now, I know I was zipping through them, but you didn't get a chance to talk about them. We already talked about this, but that's some cool shots there.
Yeah, that's an awesome
But
picture.
this is kind of cool, too. Talk about that for a second. I'm going to run and grab myself a refreshment while you talk about this real quick.
Do it. This is a War of 1812 site that I stumbled upon. I think it was just a small camp. Found some 1st Regiment and 6th Regiment infantry buttons and a counter-stamped half real from, Spanish real. And it says I am, but it was actually, someone had told me that it was counter-stamped and it somehow meant the king or something that was in power at the time. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what they told me. But that's probably my 2nd or 3rd counter-stamped real that I found up here. There's a lot of history here. You just never know what you're going to get on. If you end up at DIGSTOCK, hopefully Tim will show a couple more pictures before we end up here. We do know that there's the place where our hunt is halfway between the city of Plattsburgh, which is where the Battle of Plattsburgh happened, and the Canadian border. So troops moved up and down that corridor a lot, and it was halfway between. So a lot of times they would camp there in that area. And we've got, I can tell you right now that I went and seen the farmer yesterday. It's somewhere upwards of 2,250 acres of property to explore.
That's big.
So you should have plenty of room to spread out, wander around. And these guys, I know there's at least one camp out there that we found wandering the fields after the event in 2019. We found a camp that nobody got on because it was still corn. And the farmer goes, "What's that on the ground?" And he points down, and it was a musket ball sitting on the surface. And we found musket balls and buttons sitting on the surface. So we know there's at least one more camp out there, maybe a couple. So I'm really excited to see what.
So is there going to be any tokens planted? Is there going to be silver? What else is going to be there?
So we do. So Garrett's they're actually gonna pick a field, and they're gonna plant some special Garrett tokens out there, along with any natural finds. And then we have different special hunts during the weekend. Fisher's doing one. And then on Sunday, we have our big seated hunt. We've spent probably about $20,000 in coins and relics, silver, gold, Civil War bullets, buttons, all kinds of crazy things, along with tokens and stuff that all the manufacturers are giving us to put out there. And it's going to be awesome. I mean, we have some really crazy cool prizes. We have our own DIGSTOCK tokens that I had made up that are real special. They got our logo on them. If you find those, we've got War of 1812 relics we're giving away, 2 reals. We've got colonial coins. We've got Civil War items. It's going to be a blast. All I can say is if you've never been to a hunt,
it'd be a good first one.
Yeah, it gives you the whole gamut of the things.
So where's there places to stay in the area? Or
So the closest city is Plattsburgh, New York, and that's about 15 miles south of our hunt site. And there's lots of hotels there. We actually put some up on our website. If you go to where to stay, the ones that are bolded, those are hotels that have special rates. So get in there as soon as you can, because they only last until about, I don't know, few days or I think it's 3 weeks before the event. They cut that off, so you won't get that special rate anymore. So just make sure you check that out. If you've got any questions, you can always pop over, send me an instant message, send me an email, call me, whatever you need to do. I'd be happy to help you in any way I can.
Cool.
Sweet.
Very cool.
Tim, I think you got some pictures of some of the War of 1812 stuff that was found at the last one.
Okay, let me start popping some pictures up here. What do we got here? Do we talk
Okay, so this is War of 1812 stuff that I found. This is all British. I found my first British camp last year in 2020. Yeah, so these are all British coins, and I love this personal item. You see this little lead comb? That is crazy. I've never found anything like that before. But that's some neat stuff that was found in a town above where our hunt's going to be.
Wow, that's pretty cool. What's that big oval thing?
That's a model 1808 belt plate. So all of these items right here, the buttons and the plate, were all found within a 20-foot radius. I'm pretty sure it was a hot site or something like that where they had camped for quite a while. So yeah, that's my first one. This year I went and bought one off last year I went and bought one off eBay in May. And I found two last year. So
nice.
It gave me the luck. This is a War of 1812 hat plate on the top. And then this day was pretty memorable. I found a 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th infantry button.
No way.
All in the same day. And it's just lucky, man. That's all I can say. That's a site that we pounded.
Yeah. No way. And but that one on the far left to our people, to your right, that's a U.S. greatcoat button, right? From that same era?
It's before that. So the greatcoat button would have had the eagle and the little wreath underneath.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's even before.
General,
okay.
Yeah, this is before that. Yeah, these are general service, the U.S. buttons.
Nice.
And then the infantry ones with no, they don't have a number in them. Then those are just general infantry, no regiment. So.
Well, that's phenomenal.
This is that's from a unknown campsite that it's known now, but that was a campsite we found in spring of last year. Pretty close to the hunt site, but not on the same property.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just amazing. This is all stuff, and I you can't ever guarantee anything in metal detecting.
Right.
But I can tell you one thing. If you enjoy the company of other diggers, if you just want to really get out and try something new, our hunt is fairly affordable. We tried to make it family friendly. There's a kid zone for kids to come try some detectors, sponsored by Knock to Macro.
We'll have to keep KG out of the kid zone.
Yeah, KG, you're 12 and under, so you're out of luck. Out of luck. With the beer in your hand, you're still not going to get in.
Yeah, yeah.
Dang it.
So
like, hey, kids, let me show you how to run that thing.
Maybe I'll put a sign up there. No KG allowed.
Yeah.
Just picking up outside there. So all I can say is if you've never been to a hunt of this kind of
caliber,
this type of event, do it.
These hunts like that, they are just, you can find anything out there, and we're in a pristine area. But there's a lot of chaos and a lot of people, but there's a lot of land, and there is definitely some good stuff out there
potential
to be found.
Potential for some awesomeness.
Go into it with a good attitude.
Exactly. And KG, you said something that reminded me of this, and it's the same thing. I know Pete. I know how well he organizes things, as we discussed before the show, and I won't use the same exact wording, but we know he does a great job at putting stuff together. And to me, this seems like it's going to be something that's just as good as something like the Charles Garrett Memorial Hunt, where there is just like bucket loads of silver and just awesome potential and a lot of fun. We took a lot of tips from the Garrett hunt, actually, because I talked to your boss. It was stellar. Yeah.
Steve, we talked to him quite a bit, asked what you guys do for it. And, it's like, that'd be really sweet if we did something like that. So, we threw in some War of 1812 musket balls out there too. The seated hunt is going to be really awesome. And we're actually opening it up for 2 days. We're going to open it up on Saturday for 1 hour. And, we're going to have special stuff out there just for that one day. And then on that night, we're going to be out there seeding some more stuff in there.
Right. And when we open it up for 1 hour, that's the hour KG and I hunt the field, right? On our own.
We get the hour before everybody gets there.
You're right. Exactly. Yeah, so, just like usual. Perfect.
It's a lot of fun. We're gonna have a blast. Like I said, these jokers here will be there. And if all you want to do is just come and rag on them, that's fine by me. I don't care.
Yep, we're used to it. We can take it.
Yep.
So it's gonna be great. I don't even know how to say it any better than that. Show up and you'll see what we're all about.
Okay, so DIGSTOCKevents.com. Go there, figure it all out. Pete, thanks for being here. Thanks for doing all this. Now, I don't know if you guys have anything more you want to talk about, because there's no real time limit, but we've covered everything I have written down here that I really have to talk about. One more thing. Let me throw one more thing out here. Chuck, Chuck, I think it's Raby, R-A-B-Y. He's always on here. He's always got funny stuff to say. He's pretty hilarious. But he actually asked a question. I don't know where it was posted, but he asked a question. He's like, all you guys have awesome nicknames. He goes, how do you go about actually getting an official nickname? And his name's, you know what I mean? And it pops up. We've kind of talked about that before, but it just happens naturally and all this. But I started laughing about it because his name is Chuck Raby, like R-A-B-Y. And all I can think of is Chucky Baby. That's the first thing that popped into my head.
Well, you think Raby, you could call him like Mad Dog. Because
Mad Dog Rabies. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Mad Dog Chuck Raby.
Exactly. Or Cujo. You could call him Cujo.
Cujo.
You guys
remember the big
awesome.
Stephen King horror movie with Cujo, the big dog, the mad rabies dog or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cujo would be awesome.
Yeah. We'll work on that. Maybe we'll give him a name next week.
Yeah,
let's
everybody
give him
out there.
Name next week.
Yeah, next week we need a bunch of submissions from everybody out here.
You're already getting them.
Here we go. Here they come.
Mad Dog already.
Mad Dog and Cujo. All right.
Whatever the most names are for one thing, we'll pick
we'll review them.
Nickname.
Yeah, we may, and if there's some question about it, we may have a review, and we may have to post the top 3 or something next week, and then we'll get some. Yeah, this may take a while. It may take a month or 2. We don't know. It could happen overnight. We don't know. But anyway, that's all I got to cover. So thanks, Pete, for being on here. We're gonna go through. We'll eventually get to it when we feel like it, but we'll get everything picked, and we'll get all the winners, all their stuff.
Excellent.
So that'll be awesome. Let me cue this up, and whenever you guys are ready, we'll just send it out.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks to everybody. Yeah, thanks for everybody for showing up in the comments here. I'm reading some of them. You guys are hilarious. I hope to see a bunch of you at DIGSTOCK. Like I said, we're gonna have a good time. So if you wanna do something fun, show up at DIGSTOCK this fall. We'll have a good time.
Yeah.
All right.
And Pete, thank you for coming on and say hello to the family for us.
Will do. Anytime, guys. Anytime.
Awesome. All right. We'll see you guys later. We'll talk soon. All right.
All right, everybody.
Ryan Fuqua.
Swag it. Stalwart.
That's it for this week. Thanks for watching the Runnin Gunnin Podcast Show, brought to you by Garrett Metal Detectors and ATC's NX5 digging tools. Check the ATC event calendar at anacondatreasure.com for showtimes, and tune in again for another extraordinary program packed with brilliance, insight, and fascinating guests. Wait a minute, am I still talking about this show? Anyway, may silver and gold find its way into your pans and under your coils this week. Nectar in the pot for everybody. KG and Ringy out.
Donald, Mike.